one-person company is great because then you democratize wealth distribution and also income distribution.
They want more freedom and they want their ideas to be expressed.
We're just throwing them in front of ChatGPT and saying, all right, go make a company now.
The New York Times wrote a profile presenting the fulfillment of some Altman's famous prediction that a single person would soon build a billion-dollar company. AI has compressed the minimum viable team from 10 people to 1. Is the traditional organizational structure in a company starting to change with the AI age?
So it's more about that generation of people from 16 to 24 years kind of an age, what we call it probably Gen Z, not necessarily looking for working in enterprise, and they do not want more of their ideas to be regulated. They want more freedom and they want their ideas to be expressed, and also they want the pace. So they want the growth, earning, everything has to happen in a very quick succession. Would that probably kill the current enterprise model? Probably not, because I'm sure the enterprises are also kind of running at the same pace, probably doing a lot more investment in the AI space to be able to give the competition for such kind of small AI startups that are kind of evolving.
Around 1.2 billion graduates coming into the market in developing countries within the next 10 to 15 years. And there are only 400 million jobs that's going to be able to support that incoming graduate, but 800 million will be displaced. And potentially that could cause two things, right? Illegal migration and also instability. Having the opportunity for AI entrepreneurs and one-person companies is great because then you democratize wealth distribution and also income distribution, right?
Just because you're an OPC does not guarantee income. And because that income is not guaranteed, when you're looking at everything from a government level, you see it and everyone's in an OPC, 100% employment, right? But how much of those people are actually earning money, earning enough money to stay above the poverty line? Yeah, getting tokens on Claude and coding AI, yeah, that's all nice and good, but it won't put food on your table. So how can we help these entrepreneurs not just give them the computing credits, but also give them the scaffolding they need to become successful?
Now, with AI and all the other types of different AI softwares and developments out there, I could potentially be able to even create a minimum viable product without having to hire. And then that obviously limits also the cost of market entry because I have to hire people that I don't have skills around. But with the AI, I don't. So AI definitely changes the game.
We've seen this before when mobile apps first came out and the App Store and Android App Store, Google Play Store first came out. It was flooded with very cheaply made, very quickly produced mobile applications. And we actually see it now with AI generated content. Amazon had to put in a policy saying an account cannot submit more than 3 ebooks a day because people were generating entire books and shoving them onto Amazon and hoping they would sell. There's going to be a lot of low quality products introduced into the market based off this OPC. That's the risk.
If you look at majority of the startups, you see kind of eaten out by the enterprises again, right? Let's say you are in a one-person company, and if you see a successful product coming out, and probably you're up for sale, right? So if that is what it is, the idea of innovation, the idea of being able to scale up those one-person companies is kind of getting killed. So that is where the protection need to start coming up, because the ideas are coming in, the executions are happening, but now it is more about how do we aggregate them, how do we scale them up to be able to establish larger enterprises.
Like, for example, in America, there's an ad about a guy that made a company, an OPC, and he was selling people rocks, saying, hey, this is a pet rock. But he knew how to sell people, he knew the market, he knew product market fit, he knew what MVP was, he knew all the things necessary in order to be successful. There must be a program to help people achieve that level of success. Otherwise, we're just throwing them in front of ChatGPT and saying, all right, go make a company now. Education and expectation setting, it's like the most fundamental thing that we should have.
Even though people may start OPCs, and I hear all the risks involved with, the potential outcomes, which is quite similar in terms of normal startups. But I do feel that OPCs, in the definition of how I understand it, is that how you're able to leverage AI, a mix of all these other different AI-powered softwares and platforms. It's actually a great opportunity for OPCs to eventually grow and also be able to create more jobs, and so not have to necessarily remain as an OPC for a long time. We now actually have an opportunity to create and reimagine to have the future that we all want to be a part of.